Join me today as we visit some filming locations for the Netflix series No Good Deed. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us again at Traces of Hollywood, and today we're visiting the filming locations for some of the homes in the Netflix series No Good Deed. Here's the home as it was pictured in the show, and you'll see there are some subtle differences in the front where they actually decorated the house with some more plantings, and they also added this grate and the green tile, which you'll see here in a moment is not actually present on the real home. That's just a bit of Hollywood magic. Here's the actual house as it stands just a few days ago when I drove by, and this is pretty typical. This is also in the neighborhood where I used to live, actually just a few blocks to the west of my actual place. So it was pretty easy to get to when I was visiting the old neighborhood over the Christmas holiday. And pardon my voice, I'm a little stuffy from some allergies, but as we continue along the block here, we approach the carriage house and the sliding gate, and you'll remember this scene from when Lisa Kudrow's character backed over Linda Cardellini's character. It was a memorable plot point in the series, and if you haven't seen it, check it out. It is on Netflix. And again, this is the primary house, the one where Lisa Kudrow and Ray Romano lived in the series. And online, it's often mentioned that it is located in Los Feliz. That's where it was set in the series, but the house itself is located in Hancock Park. Also, the interiors that you see were all sets. So everything you see filmed inside the house was actually built on a soundstage. The actual house was only used for exteriors, so nothing you see pictured inside reflects what the real house looks like. We'll move on to the very modern, sleek, glass-filled house that Luke Wilson and Linda Cardellini were living in the series. And I couldn't find too many images online, so here's a night shot that I found from the show, from the trailer. And they also showed this. They made it look like it was across the street, which it is not. It's actually about a 6-minute drive, sort of south-southeast. So here's a 3D map of the actual house. And this one, they did film the actual interiors in the house. But interestingly, it's just down the street from this house. This is Francis's house from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. So just continue up north, and there it is. So here we go. We'll go ahead and give this a little drive-by. We're actually approaching from the direction of Francis's house here, and it'll be just to the left. You can see it here, and not super visible with this hedge and the gate, but you can see it somewhat. There are different reasons why you use some actual interiors in some homes and others you build a set. In this case, my understanding is the Spanish home, as one might expect in a lot of older homes, the rooms were just too small and they needed to have a grander effect. Of course, everybody was obsessed with the Spanish house and was fighting over trying to purchase it, so they wanted it to be a little more grand, but also just to fit camera crews inside. And this house, the modern house we're looking at, had a much more open, larger floor plan, so it was simply easier to get camera crews in here. We'll complete one more drive-by before we move on to our next location, and that would be this, the Mauritania. And the Mauritania apartments are some Art Deco apartments that are really famous. This is where O-T Fagbenle Teyonah Parris lived in the series. And the Mauritania is actually condos, I believe, today. I don't believe they are apartments. And I do recall that they are very selective with who moves in here. You have to write a letter explaining why you love the building, why you love Art Deco, and then you may or may not be approved to live here. They are terribly expensive, as I recall. These units are just down the street from where I used to live. This is the El Royale, which is, I'm standing in front of the Mauritania looking to the right, so you can get an idea of its location here on Rossmore Avenue. And in the series, it was one of these two units with the curved glass windows up front, and that's where they lived. You could see it in the background. And again, the interiors were also recreated on set. They did not shoot inside the Mauritania here, but rather recreated it. And I will be doing a video about some of the other famous neighbors, like Jack Haley, who played the Tin Man, once resided here in this unit. But I'll be talking about some other famous neighbors that I had that lived in the El Royale, that lived in my building, and lived along the street here. And that concludes the tour of the locations for No Good Deed. And if you enjoy these videos and want to be the first to know the next time we post a video about celebrity graves, filming locations, or celebrity homes, hit that little circle on the bottom right to subscribe to the channel, and you'll be notified right away. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you on the next one.